Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Autumn Emeralds and today I'm creating a good witch village using James Turner Tall Tower Shell Challenge. So when I was watching his video, I was kind of screaming at the screen at him inside my own head and going, "What are you doing? Don't use those stairs to go up your mound to the entrance of your home. No, just use the terrain tools. Just carve out a curvy, whirly, swirly pathway up to your entrance. It will look so much better, a lot neater and smoother." And it was annoying me so much so. Once he said he was going to throw it out as a shelter, I was like, right, okay, let's get this build into my game and do just what I said. Let's carve out a swirly, curvy footpath using the terrain tools up. And once I got that footpath sorted and done, I was like, oh yeah, don't that look so much better? I like that. It was just such a relief to get rid of those stairs and put this swirly pathway into the build. So the second reason as to why I wanted to do this challenge was actually to prove to myself that I can create a good looking tower, because the last time I did a tower build was actually another shell, but this time it was a shell challenge by Ivory M. Now I hopefully can find the picture of this tower so you can see what I'm talking about. It was some time ago, so I may have to re-download it and take another screenshot of it, but hopefully you can see it and see that yeah, it's not my best work. I know I can do better. You can clearly see that I had no idea what I was doing when I was decorating that tower, and I just wanted to prove to myself that I can do it, because I know I can do it. It is within the realm of my capability to create a good looking tower. So when I downloaded this tower, once I managed to create a good looking footpath and flatten out the bits of land to pop down some houses at the bottom of this tower to create some sort of like village look, I wanted to challenge myself and to prove to myself I can create a good looking village. And I think I've done that. I think it looks good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And as you can see here, I flattened out some areas, and this area here was just screaming out to become a waterfall, and so that's what I made it into. But again, you can see it is way too small, way too tiny for a massive debug a waterfall that you can find in the debug live edit mode section. It's way too small for that. So instead I use these get together what they're called, diving boards, scale them down, and if I just cover up the diving boards with some rocks, you are still left with the water stream. Now this is a trick that I picked up on Instagram by a user called Serena Sims, and I just love that idea. And one, I can't use these big debug waterfalls. This is what I typically normally do. So as you can see, I'm using the Twisted Mexi tool mod just to shrink these massive rocks down, and I'm just pushing them into the ground, make it more natural height, make it more look like that this is a waterfall. I am then using some bushes just to cover up these edges. I don't completely cover the entire edge because I want there to be some just some grass, just to make it less overwhelming. So throughout this build, I do use a lot of the Twisty Mexi tool mod, just because I use a lot of the terrain tool, which means a lot of my objects, they don't sit against the terrain, they float. I hate floating objects when it comes to terrain and the outside, I hate it. So I do use the Twisty Mexi tool mod just to shove these items into the ground and make it look like they are following the terrain a little bit more. So for all these flattened out bits of land that I've got left, I really wanted some buildings surrounding this task so it kind of looks like a village. So I could have gone ahead and made my own builds, but I really didn't want to do that because because he was trying to create the tallest tower or the tallest build in the game, he went ahead and used really tall wall heights. Cottages tend to be quite small and have quite low ceilings, and so therefore I went ahead and used these debug shells that you can find using the Live Edit Objects cheat. And the thing is, I don't know why, but the cottage living debug shells, they don't come with any extra exterior details. They don't come with doors, they don't come with windows, they don't come with balconies or any extra exterior detail that you would pop on the exterior of your build. Which was annoying, mainly because I shot myself in the foot, because I used 4 of these cottage living shells and only 1 out of the 4 was placed using the typical rotational tools where you rotate the object and it snaps to the grid. The rest of them I rotated using Alt, which meant they are rotated freely and they are sitting at a magical new angle. So that meant every time I had to place a door, a window, or anything else that I would like to place on the exterior of these shells, I had to now find that new magical angle for every single one of these shells. It was super annoying. It took me so long to do. So I do pop down a get together shell, and as you can see, they have the exterior details attached to the shell, which was so welcoming because that took me so long to do. And also the reason why I went for the get together partner is because I think I ran out of debug shells that I wanted to use from the cottage living, so I went ahead and looked at get together because they have like similar looking builds that could fit into like a country village. So here right now I am creating a little tiny home for a fairy, because I was in between of this being like a witch's village or like a wizard's tower or like a fairy village. I really hadn't made my mind up when I was doing this, but I went ahead and created a little fairy house using this debug outdoor retreat tree. I love this tree. I know a lot of people don't know about it because I don't think from the thumbnail picture of the tree you can see all these lights, but I really love it. I found it when I was doing my haunted mansion build, like, oh, look at this, don't it look nice? I like the fairy lights around the trunk there. And I create this fairy house using some debug windows and doors and awnings, so I can freely rotate and make it look like it's coming out of the tree. I also put down some mushies around the place because for some reason mushrooms just feel so magical and fairy tale like to me, so I do put some mushies. Also put down some of the I think they're seats, the little like fairy tale red seats with the white dots to look like mushrooms. Put some of those down. I also put down a wishing well. I love this object, I'm always using it, especially when I'm trying to portray that this is like a magical house or like a magical village, and also just means that this area here has now a use. It's not just a decorative object, like a lot of this build is. So I really want to make sure that this area here is functional and usable. There's a reason for you to go down these stairs and use this area. It's for you to use the well. I also put down some fairy lights in this area because I love using fairy lights in real life. I just feel like they gave off again a very magical, special feeling, also nice warm feeling. I just love using them. I also put down gnomes because magical fairy and gnomes, yes, they go together. Yes, please. So I do put some gnomes down. So yeah, so now I am working on the tower. So the only thing I really knew about this tower and how I wanted it to look is that I wanted a blue roof, because whenever I see other people doing magical or whimsical or fairy tale builds, I see them using a blue tiled roof. Now this roof could be a base game roof or the Jungle Adventure tiled roof. but I wanted a blue roof, and I wanted blue elements into my build, and I wanted a brown background. I wanted a brown and blue colour scheme, and that's all I knew really about this tower, and it's going to fit into my like witchy, wizardy, magical theme that I was trying to go for. So when it came to the roof, I just wanted to stick a normal roof on top of this build. I couldn't do that because of the platform that is at the very top of this build. And I can't place my roof on my platform. So I went through quite a lot of objects and just scaling them up and going, does this look good? Does this look like a witchy tower roof? And it was only when I was about to give up and just cry is when I stopped recording because I was just taking forever, and I didn't want like the pressure of like it felt, because whenever I record it feels like someone's watching me. So I stopped recording because it was taking forever, and I was getting stressed out. I was about to cry, and then I was like, okay, let's just try something else. Let's go grab a circular rug and use that as my template, and grab some sort of chimney and place it down and rotate these chimneys in using my template and to create a circle. And then use the Twisted Mixie tool to push them over by 45 degrees to create this dome, this like triangle dome, so it looks like a roof. And guess what? It looks good. It looks so good. It's like, yeah, look at that. That looks like a good looking roof to me. Yeah. I was like, oh, hang on. Oh, man, I think we called it because I was at my breaking point. I didn't want people to see me. So yeah, so I do take a screenshot showing you this roof. Just in case people for some reason muted me and they see this screenshot at the end of this random roof, they go, what the bloody hell is that? That's a lovely roof, but why is this one singular picture of a roof? Why is that there? So I took the screenshot, so it kind of looks like I'm giving you like a bird's eye view of this village whilst trying to get the view of this roof, because I just felt like just one singular photo of a roof would be weird. So yeah, so I do put down lots of like blue elements to the exterior of this build, because I really wanted a blue magical tower. That's what other people do and it looks great. So that's what I wanted to do. So we are now inside. We are doing the kitchen. The kitchen is on the second floor, so the floor you go in is the ground floor. Then you go up a ladder. Then you go high living room, and then you go up another ladder and you go, oh, high kitchen. So this is the kitchen. And for the kitchen, I was like, I don't need no picture to inspire me. I can create a good looking kitchen by myself. I couldn't. I needed help. So I went to Pinterest because I have saved a bunch of interior pictures. So much so I had to organise them because it was just too much. So I had to organise them into their own little separate folders. And I just basically picked a picture that made me happy at that moment in time. And I liked it so much that I haven't got around to it yet. So I thought, let's just do it here, shall we? So the picture that I picked on was this like rustic kitchen. It had brick wall with a green cabinet with wooden worktops. It had, for some reason, these wooden fruit crates. They're really expensive for some reason, but it had one of them. I think it had like lemons in it. I think it had a mirror on the wall, and yeah, it was just one of these pictures that I've saved and I want to use in one of my builds, but for some reason haven't got around to doing it. So I thought, let's just pop it into this build. And so this kitchen, it does not have a dining table. The only area for your Sims to dine is at this like breakfast bar, but I thought it was okay. You don't need no dining table to dine these days, so I thought that'd be okay. Towards the back end of this kitchen we have like a little like nook, so I thought it'd be perfect to create this like sitting nook using the cats and dogs corner piecing. I love to use this, but sometimes the shape that it normally fits into, sometimes I don't create that shape, so sometimes I have to use shells or the twisted shells and the twisted Mexi tool mod to create this just to fill up the void between the sofa and the wall, so it looks like it's more like a bespoke piece and it fits in there. But I was having so much problems trying to rotate and fit in this shelving bit to the left hand side where the tea light is. It would have caused more problems than it would have solved trying to put it in. So I got rid of the shelf and then just shoved in a normal side table, scaled it down, and I think it doesn't look that bad. You can't really tell that the right hand side and the left hand side are different. I don't think most people are gonna really glance too hard at it, and I just think people are gonna think it looks good and just go, oh look, there's a light behind it, oh look, there's a plant behind it, oh like that. So that's what I did. And then I really wanted to create like a really cozy nook with using these spandrels and then curtains, but because he wanted to create a really tall build, you wouldn't be able to see the spandrels and it would have been pointless, so I didn't do that. So moving into the living room, so I had a little bit of problem when it came to painting the walls in the living room because I didn't know what to do. Because when I was doing the living room, I had no idea of the type of style that I was going for. I was just doing what made me happy and what felt right. So when it came to painting the walls, I do originally go for like a darker colour. Now I changed this towards the end of the build. I do change it because I didn't feel like the interior of this build really flowed. Having these rooms on separate levels really didn't help, and so I'm really all about flow these days, having like my builds have a nice flow, and it was really annoying me that this build interior didn't flow. So I changed the colour of the wall in the living room for the same colour that I paint the kitchen and the bedroom. I then also, because I changed the colour of the wall in the living room to a lighter colour, I thought the sofa needed to change colour, so I went for the white colour, and the Parenthood coffee table, that needed to go and be changed with the Paranormal Stuff Pack coffee table, and it was a aqua colour with the white flowers on it. I just felt like that suited this build a lot more. It now felt like it flowed a little bit more, and we now have a naturey, natural theme going through all three of the levels, making it feel more tight and unison with one another despite being on three separate floors. So yeah, that's why I changed some of the colours in the living room. So here in the bedroom, I am collating my own headboard. I love using this Seasons bed because it doesn't really look like it has a headboard. You can now freely create your own headboard. And again, I've just picked a picture from my Pinterest board. This picture I saved to my Pinterest board because at the time I was redecorating my bedroom, and one of the colours that I wanted in my bedroom was green, and so I saved this picture just as inspiration, not because I wanted to have it in my bedroom, just as like this could have like a possible influence as to what I want my bedroom to look like and the colour green that I want to put my walls. So in this picture there is a green headboard that went sort of like halfway up the wall, and to create this headboard I was using the Cottage Living wooden planks and rotating them using the Twisted Mexi tool mod. I am then filling in these wooden areas where the wall is just showing. I fill them in with the what's the ice cream pack called? The Cool Kitchen stuff pack, with these wooden chopping boards, and I'm turning them around because they have these like cut marks, so it looks like your sin's been chopping on it. But I don't want that on my headboard, so I'm turning them around and making them slightly bigger so I don't have to use so many of them. And then just shove them into the cottage living planks. They do have a slightly different colour to the cottage living planks, but I don't mind that. I then put down some jungle looking artwork that I found from the gallery. Again, just trying to take inspiration from this picture that I was following. And they had a massive patterned red rug. I had a look at the red rugs that we had in the game. I didn't really like any of them, and so I went my own direction and just put down this tiny living rug, and scaled it up a little bit just to take up some of the room that I had in this space, because I severely underestimated how much room we have in this bedroom upstairs. And so I was like, okay, this is a massive room. I already put down the bed. I really need like a mirror and a chest of drawers or a wardrobe, and that's it. So I was like, okay, I really wanted to put down a bath into the bathroom, but there was no room. So I was like, oh, okay, let's go ahead and make a really fancy, luxurious bath area, which is something I did for my Pocahontas cave build. So I put down a platform, put a bath into this platform area, and just made it really fancy, really luxurious. I didn't put any curtains over that window, so you can go ahead and relax and look out the window, look out the view. And I still realised we had a lot of space still left to use in this build, so I'll go ahead and create another platform, and then raising the platform that the bath is on at one extra level. So it's like you got to go up 2 platform heights to have a bath, just to fill up the space that we have in this bedroom. Also just to move, like, kind of make it more luxurious feeling. So yeah, I do. I also put down 2 chairs into this bedroom, because I want the wicker chair to be like the place where the witch puts down her reading books. So she goes ahead and read books in the bath. So that's where she puts down her books, is on the chair. And so the other chair in the bedroom is just like a spare chair. I don't know, where you put your what's it called? Your clothes. So we are now downstairs on the ground floor. So we have the hallway, and then the hallway opens up to this like greenhouse area. Now I really wanted to create a mature garden that's all ready to go for your spellcaster sims to use for the potion making. But as I was trying to get my tester sim to plant these debug plants, I kept getting a pop-up saying that there wasn't enough space. And I was like, okay, a little bit weird. It's just a raspberry bush. I don't think they needed a lot of space. It's just a normal, bush. I don't understand, but okay. I'll go ahead and use some of those bigger square planters. And I started to put them down, and they didn't look good. So I was like, well, that's annoying, because I really wanted a mature, ready-to-go garden for your spellcasters. It makes perfect sense. But it's like, fine, I can't have that then. So I'll just sticking any old shrub from the Build and Buy catalogue, sit them in there with some of the like home plants in there, like indoor plants in there. And then, because they're just random normal looking shrubs, I will make them magical, kind of. I will use some of the potions, the pre-made potions from Debug, and shove them in some of my plants. So if you're trying to make a curse-defying potion, you have to use this plant with the I don't know, smiley face coming out of it to ensure your potion goes well, or for some reason you're creating a love potion to ensure that it is a love potion, you have to use this plant with the hearts coming from it. So I do shove in some potions to make it look more magical. I also use another debug item from Paranormal Stuff Pack, and it is this little goblet thing with some swirly green or blue liquid in it. It's the stuff that the spectres give to you. I scale them up, and once again I shove them into some of the shrubs or the house plants, again just to make them look magical. I use them in the cherry potted tree plant there, because that works. So yes, it's not just any old cherry plant, it is a magical cherry plant because you just swirly liquid. So you just saw me put down some magical alien fungi up on the waterfall pond area, again just to make it look more magical. And I was just filling up the pickup truck with some pumpkins and watermelons and hay and stuff like that. Oh, a lettuce cauldron and stuff like that, just to add a bit more detail to this build. I also popped down some of these big natural planters for your big, I was gonna say bananas, it's not bananas, but for your big what's it called, your big pumpkins and your big watermelons and lettuces. They actually work because my sim had to spray for bugs on them, so they work. This area here, I put down some planters just so your sim has a reason to come to this area, which is like the pub area. So I do put down some planters. I think some of them were able to be planted, but I don't think all of them were, because again I had that pop saying they needed more space, so that was weird. So here I am just decorating the side area of the pub, because if this was a normal build and not a shell build, not a debug shell build, this would be a place where you would come outside and enjoy your pub meal or your drink. And I popped down some fairy lights just to enhance the feeling of being magical and special. I also popped down some blankets, because if you're like me, who is always cold and people are like, I think you've got some of your circulation, you're always cold, you feel like a dead person. Then I put down some blankets so you don't feel cold. And I also put down some like a signpost, so you know where you're going. So please like and subscribe, because this is where I'm leaving you, and I hope you enjoy your rest of your day. Thank you and goodbye.